Welcome to the Automotive Blockchain channel, everyone. Hey, this is the Automotive Blockchain channel. Bus, get on in. Whether you're new, whether you've been listening to for a while, there is always plenty of room. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off by saying a love dub goes out from my heart to all of you joining the channel today. All right, so I'm going to make a very basic video for you all. And so for those of you that are, you've been following crypto for a length of time, you know what's going on, you know the ins and outs. What I'm asking you to do is to please take this video that has to do with decentralized finance. It's going to break down some brief definitions of what decentralized finance is, and kind of like some pros and cons of it, and pass it on to some people who you know that you've been trying to just talk to them about it, but you're like, hey, I can't necessarily explain it all the ways, or you explain it perfectly fine, but because it's you, they don't believe you at all. It's your second cousin, it's your mother, whatever. All right, so go ahead, pass this video on to them and let them know, saying, hey, here's something to explain decentralized finance. All right, so folks, yesterday I did a video that had to do with JP Morgan to invest and rebrand Volkswagen's payment businesses. And that was out of the International Business Times. I did a video on that. Link will be in the description below if you want to see that. You can also tune into the playlist I have on my channel. There is a Volkswagen playlist in my channel, and you can go ahead and click on that. Any video I do, I try to kind of categorize it. So if it's about a specific manufacturer, I'll put it in the playlist dealing with that specific manufacturer. All right. So yesterday I did a video about that, and in that video I specifically kind of touched on what JP Morgan was doing. They invested in 75% of Volkswagen's payment services division. And one of the key things with this is that what this is going to allow JP Morgan and Volkswagen to do is going to allow them to basically, for all intents and purposes, expand their payment processing pretty much all around the globe. And JP Morgan likes it, Volkswagen likes it, but you can get an idea of this. So they focused a lot on connected cars and how drivers can make payments for goods and services for their vehicles, paving the way for the car manufacturer to step into financial services. Because JP Morgan, as many people know, is the big dog in the playing of financial services. So Volkswagen is such a manufacturer that has created a financial service platform to turn its vehicles into digital wallets. So now JP Morgan can take over a large share of that and go ahead and expand it out. All right. So that kind of gives you the basics of that. And I was thinking about that and I said, well, let's go ahead and explain a little bit of decentralized finance for you. Because in my personal opinion, this is where JP Morgan is taking Volkswagen. So over here, okay, on Insider, they have a personal finance article over here in the section, and it says DeFi, the peer-to-peer financial system based primarily on Ethereum. And yes, there are other DeFi projects that are out there, but a large part of the decentralized finance, the DeFi projects that are out there, are based on Ethereum. So this is going to go ahead and define things for those people who, who really want to know, okay, what is DeFi again? What is decentralized finance? And just kind of get the quicks on it. And hey, links will be in the description. You can go here and read the complete part of this article yourself. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do a brief summary. So decentralized finance, or DeFi, is a global financial system that is available on blockchains that are public, most often in Ethereum. Now, decentralized finance stands for, in a simple word, it stands for self-custody finance, meaning you own your own stuff. Now, here's the thing. You may be used to traditional finance where a company or a bank or a fund is responsible for your money. Like if you use, and I'm not going to name any banks here because I don't want to make it sound like I'm picking on anybody, but whatever your local bank is that you use, they're responsible for kind of holding your money. However, in DeFi, no one but you has access to your funds. And that's pretty much how you can define it. So now, though it is new, it is a growing technology. It was coined in DeFi back in 2018. It is another meaning for open finance. But here's basically how it works. Okay, so instead of the bank having, or your credit card issuer, or acting as an intermediary. So let's say for instance you go to the store, you use your card issuer. Let's say you pull your credit card out of your wallet, or maybe even your debit card out of your wallet. It goes to the bank as the intermediary, and actually it goes through the terminal, which is a merchant terminal that processes it first. Obviously there are fees there that the the store has to charge, then goes to your bank, and then goes out to whatever, it's all sorts of steps with that. So instead of happening between you and a merchant when you make a purchase, you use the digital currency and have ownership of it directly. So basically it's cutting out a bunch of middle steps is essentially what it is. And there are a number of ways on how that's done. So here's some of the main tenets, all right? So just I'm going to try to apply some real world utility for you as I go through this, but this article kind of levels them out or lays them out for you pretty easily. So now there are no intermediaries, so that's a good thing. So there's no banks or institutions overseeing your money. You have it. Boom, boom, boom. It is yours. Okay. Now there's a level of transparency, which means you kind of know what's going on. The code is there for everybody to see and review, so that's a plus. Now I know in my head I'm thinking this too. I was like, wait a minute, the code is available for everyone to see. 99% of the people are not going to know how to read the code. They're not going to know where to go for the code. So in my opinion, there's a job right there for some type of broker, agent, or someone like that. If anyone ever had any questions about the quote unquote transparency, as you see right here as I'm highlighting it, if anyone who was buying something and had questions about the transparency, they would probably go to a paid professional who would be able to dissect the code for them and show them what it's all about. I got a feeling that's where it's going because 99% of the people are not going to go that deep at it. So there are open networks that transcend geographic borders. So yes, you and your mama, your age, your abuela, whoever it may be, you'd be able to send money throughout a number of different borders. But not only that, you'd be able to transcend any type of geographical borders because it is borderless. It's not built to the confines of any particular financial institution's network. So there you go. All right, so there are many applications for users, primarily based on the Ethereum network. Now, though DeFi usually a main player is the cryptocurrency conversation. Now, here's the thing. It goes beyond cryptocurrency because I know that's where many of you are thinking. Crypto, crypto, crypto. No, it's not just about the cryptocurrency. It's actually much greater than that. It's about the code that is involved with it. All the code that's in the blockchain is really where things start to come into play. So remember just a few moments ago, I was over here and I was talking about connected cars allow drivers to make payments for goods and services, manufacturers. And in this article, in this one that we're talking about where JP Morgan is taking over 75% of the financing arm of Volkswagen, they're looking into getting in this thing for a number of different reasons having to do with not just the servicing of the vehicle, but all the individual payment processings that go along with it, whether it be for tolls, whether it be for gas, parking, food, drinks, wherever you're at. Listen to the video I just mentioned. Go click on there. But that's the real life utility. Everywhere you go with your vehicle, you would be able to pay for things. And in a decentralized finance world, there'll be these things called smart contracts where your money is programmed to perform various functions. It creates a unique opportunity for anyone with a computer. And your vehicle is a big computer. It is an Internet of Thing on the road and an internet connection to participate in the global economy. So for those of you that are living in Europe that are listening to this, essentially it would be paying for those tolls, those international tolls. Or let's say, for instance, you're driving from one country to the other and you wanted to pay for things. I understand there is the euro over there, but if you went across the if you hopped over to Britain and you wanted to pay for things in pounds or sterlings or whatever, that's my little kind of plug. You get the idea of some of the things that you would be able to do with that, with the individual restaurants. So now, one of the most attractive parts about DeFi for people is that it eliminates the barrier of entry for many of these financial transactions. Now, what that means is that you no longer have a government or some corporation managing your money or needing to qualify for certain financial products. You know how you always have to get your credit checked, okay? And that's just one of the things. Because here's the thing, using traditional financial systems, guess what you got to do? You got to apply for a loan, and you may be rejected based off of your credit. Now that's saying you have a bank account or investment brokerage with your company that oversees your money. So here's the thing. Those people are going to be basically evaluating you on your credit. I personally think that this is not going anywhere, folks. I really don't. but that's something to keep in mind. So let's get into the pros and cons. And you can go ahead, click the article if you'd like, or click the link in the description to go dive deeper into this article. But we're going to kind of roll this thing out and summarize it up for you real quick. So here's a couple of things you can understand with respects to Ethereum and how to create applications and how DeFi can be used. It can be used as a lending network, which offers peer-to-peer borrowing and lending. So yes, you can lend from you to someone else, and then there could be a certain level of interest based off of a smart contract where that person would pay you back. There are through decentralized exchanges where users can exchange one type of currency for another. For example, you can trade Ether for US dollars. So many of you have been out there and you've utilized decentralized exchanges. There's plenty of them out there. So those DEXs out there, they are there. You can also use it for betting. So I can imagine I live near a horse race track, and actually within probably 2 hours of me, there's probably 5 horse racing and gambling facilities. But needless to say, where users bet on potential outcomes of certain events. You can also as stablecoins. Now, this is kind of neat because it connects a type of cryptocurrency to a more traditional type of currency, such as the US dollar. And then in order to lower price volatility. All right. So there you have that. And there's going to be some pros and cons, and we're going to go ahead and kind of summarize this thing up. So some pros and cons with respects to DeFi. Here's the pros. There is no intermediary between transactions. The con with that is if you forget your password, folks, you can lose your assets since there's no governing body. So there's no insurance. There's no FDIC insured. It's not there. No keys to your crypto. You lost your crypto. I've had a couple of few scares in that area. And I'm telling you, when you have a serious amount of money, and serious for you, whatever that means, and you lose it, kind of like you lose your phone, your mobile phone, you start freaking out. So another pro is may offer more accessibility for loans and insurance without a credit score. Ding, ding, ding. May offer those accessibility for loans and insurance without a credit score. Lack of consumer protection. So there's some risk there associated with that. So you have to keep that in mind. May offer higher interest rates. Okay. And also there's some high volatility and risks. So there are some pros and cons. Hey, everyone, let me know again what you think of this video. Go ahead and like. Don't forget to subscribe. And again, if you have someone who is, just trying to get to know what's going on in the industry, this is about DeFi. So decentralized finance, go ahead, pass it on to them and let them get a little bit of a download on what this industry is about. So go ahead, let me know what you think of the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.